Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and Shooting Sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
Providing insurance services since 1953, the R.J. Burke Insurance Agency is here to help with your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs. Being an independent insurance agency representing many fine companies and located at 121 North Wayne Street in St. Mary's, contact Joe Burke or Dan Burke for a no-obligation quote today.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Grand Lake Health Systems Court here at Memorial High School. You are tuned in to Rider Nation Station. I am Kelly J. along with Derek J., Kyle Steiniger, and our illustrious Rider Nation Station crew ready to bring you girls basketball action this evening. We would like to welcome from the south, coming straight up Route 66, the Minster Wildcats, and we probably need to welcome home the St. Mary's Rough Riders. The Riders have been road warriors for the last 3 weeks. We have not seen them since January the 5th against Ottawa Glandorf, so it's going to be a new experience for us. I'm sure they're very ready to get back into the friendly confines of the Horseshoe. So, Derek, let's pull up the bootstraps, saddle up the horse, and get riding here. What do we know about the Minster Wildcats?
Well, the Minster Wildcats are under the direction of Coach Mike Wiss, who's in his 7th year as a head coach, but has spent a long time with girls basketball at Minster, 26 years with the girls basketball program, much of which was under longtime coach Nan Steckschulte, who they've kind of ironically now switched roles. So Nan is now the assistant coach for Mike. He's also been a longtime baseball coach as well, so he's kind of a Minster staple. But this year they come in at 9-7, 4-2 for 4th place in the mighty Midwest Athletic Conference. But that's kind of a deviation from normal for Minster. You know, over the last 10 years or so, they've kind of been the Ottawa Glandorf of the MAC, you know, where they're typically expected to win at most years. Last year was, again, kind of a subpar year, but they were still 15-9, you know, great season, but the year prior, they were 21-1 in the COVID season and had won a couple state championships in years past with the likes of Ivy Wolf and Courtney Prenger, who are continuing their careers in Division I basketball. So, you know, this is a program with a lot of rich tradition, and even though they are not necessarily living up to what you would usually expect from Minster basketball, they're still a dangerous team. Their scoring is kind of where they lack, so they're only averaging about 40 points per game. But what they lack in scoring, they make up for in defense. They're holding their opponents to an average of 36 points a game and forcing 19 turnovers a game out of their opponents. So even though they're not necessarily an offensive force, I would expect tonight to be a very low-scoring game because they're going to sit down and play good man-to-man defense, be really aggressive, and kind of give the Riders fits.
If last year's game was any indication of what we're in store for tonight, it was a slugfest. Final score, Minster 44, St. Mary's 40. Close pretty much throughout the game. St. Mary's had kind of a slow start, but then hard charged in the fourth quarter. Got back, couldn't quite get over the hump to tie things up down the stretch, and so Minster came out with a win. But St. Mary's was led by the usual suspects last year in that contest. Daringer and Ruane, 12 points each, combined for 5 threes on the night. I'm looking for tonight to be another slugfest, one of those ugly wins for somebody.
Yeah, I think the matchup tonight, the kind of actually one-on-one matchup, I would imagine, is both teams' best players will probably be guarding each other. So Morgan Hesse as the St. Mary's leading scorer, just under 11 points a game, averaging 8.4 rebounds a game. And then Minster is led by Lily Barhorst at 11.7 points a game and 8.8 rebounds a game. So 2 post players. I'm
similar
guessing
stats.
Yep, similar stats. So I'm guessing that's going to be the man-to-man matchup if both teams play man, and we'll see who gets the better of each other.
The Riders come into tonight's game having lost 5 of their last 7 games. Won last Thursday at Lima Shawnee, 44-33. And if you look at the St. Mary's scores during the course of the whole season, when they get out of the 30s, they win games. Yep. When they get into those offensive funks where they just can't score and they get held into the low 30s, they don't win those games. And so you kind of hope for. You look at the Marion local game, and they lost 39-35 to Bryan, 48-35, another loss. So those are game tonight where, coming into a very good aggressive defensive team, it's going to be important for St. Mary's to be able to come out and put some points on the board.
Yeah, in a game like today where Minster is, going to play good defense as well, you can't rely on your defense to win the game tonight. It's going to be, the first team probably to 35 wins, and so that means getting good shots, getting good looks, and knocking down those looks. And
I should also throw in there not turning the ball over. Yeah. So as the flag comes down, we're going to take a break, and then we will be back for starting lineups and to finish up our pregame discussion.
Did you know teen drivers represent the highest risk age group involved in automobile accidents? Because of this, an in-person teen driver education program is extremely important, and Capabilities Driving School is here to help. Capabilities now administers the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicle Driving Test for our students and the general public to obtain their driving licenses. Call us today at 419-394-0003 extension 1300 to enroll or learn more about the services that Capabilities Driving School has to offer.
At Chef Auto Sales in St. Mary's, we don't play any of those pricing games. Our quality vehicles are priced at or below market value, and our no-pressure friendly staff is here to help you. So before you buy, give us a try. Come see me, Aaron Hyde, the car guy at Chef Auto Sales.
Mark your calendars for Memorial High School's performance of Anastasia, the musical, March 31st to April 1st. Inspired by the 20th Century Fox motion picture, this dazzling show transports its audience from the Russian Empire to 1920s Paris. As a brave young woman enlists the help of a charismatic ensemble cast to reconnect with her past in search of home, love, and family. Follow the St. Mary's Memorial High School Drama Club on Facebook for more information.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
So we've talked a little bit about the Riders and their sometimes offensive woes, a little low scoring. The one thing that I would say, though, on a positive note, over the last probably 4 or 5 games, we've seen kind of the emergence of a couple people that are starting to, help the offense just a tad. Cora Rabel, who for the duration, all year long, has done about 99% of the ball handling for the Riders, is kind of emerging as a really solid scoring threat.
Yeah, and that's, I'm guessing, because traditionally Coach Wiss coached Minster teams are play man, they'll be aggressive on the ball, but they're in really good help side too. So, it's going to be really important for the Riders to get good penetration into the lane. And for the Riders, that typically starts and ends with Cora Rabel. And for them to have good movement offensively and get good shots, she's going to need to be aggressive at getting into the lane and either scoring or at least kicking out so that others can score, because you can't just pass it around the perimeter for a minute and wait to shoot a 25-foot three. That's just a bad possession.
Against Shawnee, Cora had 14 points, and this, to me, ties in a little bit with this game. 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and really clutch 7 of 8 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be pretty important tonight because, these teams are, if you look at their records, look at kind of their styles, they're both pretty similar in a lot of teams, respects. Yes. And so I would imagine that the margins are going to be pretty tight for both teams, that you're not going to have a lot of room for error. And, it's probably going to come down to, the usual things that we like to talk about, but, turnovers, free throws, rebounding,
offensive boards,
those kind of things. But those things, the smaller amounts become more important,
Especially
giving up a single
score.
Offensive rebound in a normal game, not a huge deal, but tonight probably more important.
And we're just about ready for the Laura Yelton State Farm tip-off. See Laura or Logan for any of your needs. And it looks like the Riders have grabbed the Laura Yelton State Farm first possession, and we're underway. It looks like the Riders are rolling straight into a flex, and that's a kind of up in the playbook of the Minster Wildcats in the past.
Yeah, Nan Steckschulte loved to run the flex with the Minster Wildcats.
Ella Jacobs, who did have a double-double against Shawnee, kind of passed up an opportunity for possibly a post move there. Reese Rabel eyed that. She was thinking about that one.
She thought about it. And probably good. You don't want your first shot of the game to be a 25-footer. That's a tough shot to start off with.
Good patience, and as we talked about, good defense by the Minster Wildcats. And it looks like the Riders will be assessed a turnover on that.
I'm not sure how that was over and back when Katie McClurg was the first one to touch it.
Yeah. Great defensive possession, though, by Minster.
Yeah.
They literally just ran a minute off the clock.
And really good hustle by Katie McClurg there. Morgan Hesse was first to the ball, but was in better position, I should say. But Katie McClurg was first to the ball by diving on the floor.
And another three to start the possession for Minster. Casey Albers launched that first one there.
Good step through.
Yes, that is textbook. Elbows out, stepping through, and then making that pass.
Yeah, as we see the replay here, the Schaff Auto replay, as soon as you get trapped, you don't want to continue to move further away from the trap. You actually want to attack it and go right through the middle. That's what we mean by stepping through the trap. That was textbook. That was good.
Coach Bruce Brown would have been very proud of that maneuver right there.
Kind of as we mentioned, what we expected from Minster, we're getting exactly what we expected. They're really aggressive on ball and in really good help side. They're very aggressive here.
excellent positioning, very, very aggressive. And Cora Rabel gave an opportunity there with penetration. And the Riders are able to come up with their second offensive rebound, something that they've been the victim of in
it's good
past
to see.
games. A step through.
Another offensive
Another
rebound.
offensive board.
That was a good move.
Yes, good move. Morgan Hesse takes it up to get the Riders on the American Legion scoreboard to start things off. Riders sitting in the 2-3. They've been doing the 2-3 fairly frequently. Kind of their go-to out of the blocks.
Good ball movement by the Wildcats.
Really doing a nice collapse on Lily Barhorst, but she also did a nice step through to go up for the first two for the Wildcats. And as we said in the pregame, she is the leading scorer at 11.7 for the Wildcats. Reese Rabel not able to connect on that one. Probably needed a few more legs.
Good hands by Ella Jacobs to tip the pass. Get the steal there.
I've said all year long that Ella Jacobs could be a good corner in football. Nice steal and follow. And the Wildcats unable to connect on a couple of short range ones. Lily Barhorst hustles back to prevent probably a pretty easy bucket by Morgan Hesse.
Looks like Morgan Hesse's walking a little gingerly back to the bench.
Not sure
what
exactly
happened there. But kind of one of the things we mentioned in pregame is that the Riders had to get penetration and get into the lane. So far, the Riders haven't been doing that very well. They're kind of passing it around the perimeter. You know, they're running the flex or the ball screen offense, and it's kind of just going from top to top. Though, as I say that,
you spit, yes.
Spoke too soon. As
Reagan
Allmeyer does what needed to happen. That they went over the ball screen, and our man trailed the screen, so you just got to take it right in.
And Reese with a good steal. That was probably one pass too many.
Yeah, Reagan Allmeyer just needed to go right up with it. Wasn't really guarded, just needed to shoot the little floater, and instead she picks up the turnover on the jump ball there.
And on possession, Minster will keep the ball. And Coach Wiss has done quite a bit of subbing already. Ella Jacobs doing a nice job of getting back. And Sierra Graber, who came in for Morgan Hesse, grabs the rebound there. Sierra Graber, not a big scorer like Hesse, but she's typically an animal on the boards. She gets her hands on a lot of balls, both offensively and defensively underneath.
Yeah, and especially when she subs for Morgan Hesse, you know, she needs to kind of pick up the slack where Morgan leaves it. You know, Morgan's the leading rebounder, and so when she's subbed out, somebody else has got to kind of take into that role, because the Riders aren't really a great rebounding team.
Right.
Typically give up a lot of offensive rebounds, so somebody's got to step into that role.
Those of you who are familiar with Sierra is a standout track athlete for the Riders in the spring, and a lot of times she's able to use that speed here in the pressing situations to get steals and things like that. Like that ball was a maybe on the steal. The Wildcats don't look exceptionally comfortable against that 2-2-1 press.
No, they've gotten quite a few passes tipped and already had a couple turnovers.
Lily Barhorst muscles her way up for a second possession.
Again, like we mentioned, rebounds isn't necessarily one of the Riders' strengths, and the Minster Wildcats average nearly 12 offensive rebounds a game. So they hit the glass really hard on cue there.
Just not finishing things, and the Riders look to push it a little bit. And Reese not able to connect on that one, but I like that shot better. She got her feet set and got a decent look.
Yeah, you can't complain about that look. She's open and, had good balance. Good hands by Reagan Allmeyer there. And good unselfish play.
Hits the trailer. And it just right now seems to be a lid on that basket for both teams.
Though, I can't really say that I'm surprised. Two very low-scoring teams.
Yeah.
This maybe not quite 4-2, but I expected a low-scoring game. So this is kind of on par with what fans should expect tonight.
And I did promise Kyle a slower paced game than what we threw him into the deep end last week with the boys.
Cora Rabel doing a nice job there of drawing contact, just wasn't able to finish. But her sister Reese is able to finish things with her first three-pointer of tonight.
A Fowler TV three-pointer.
Coach Wiss was feeling the 10-second call coming on there.
Decided to save a possession with 13 seconds left on the clock. I'm sure this will be a 30-second variety. So we'll step away for just a moment and then return.
Hey Rider Nation Station fans, to watch all our events on YouTube and our live broadcast, go to youtube.com/@RiderNationStation 8477. Select the event that you want. Once you're there, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell by hitting all, and you'll get all future notifications right on your phone. Or select this QR code for all future events. Also, don't forget to go to RiderNationStation.com to see where we're at, what we're doing, and how we can help you and you can help us. Or select this QR code and save it away for future reference.
And we're back with just 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's been a quick one, not a lot of whistles, not a lot of stoppage of play, and the Riders have a 7-2 lead. We'll see if the Wildcats can get up a shot here in the last couple seconds.
Riders switching things up here, a little 1-3-1 action to finish out the first quarter.
Sneaky maneuver by Coach Burke. And the last second shot by Katie McClure does not go down. And that's how we finish the quarter, with the Riders leading 7-2 on the American Legion scoreboard. We will be back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Spees. Welcome to Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
As a family practice, Spees Chiropractic welcomes in patients of all ages. Whether this is your first time or you've done this before, Dr. Spees and his compassionate staff are here for you. What makes Spees Chiropractic unique is their three-tier approach. By using chiropractic care alongside massage therapy and physical therapy, all your healthcare needs will be treated compassionately and comprehensively. Spees Chiropractic. Make the right choice for your care.
And we are back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court on a Tuesday night, trying to beat the snow that has been forecasted coming in this evening. The students are begging for another day off tomorrow. But before that happens, we've got a nice non-league action. Route 66 rivals in front of us right now. Riders leading 7-2 on the American Legion scoreboard. Riders have the ball coming out of the quarter break, and we're back to more girls basketball action.
Good. Nice little action to start the first quarter there. Getting Morgan Hesse a good post up.
Showed good patience there. Adiensky kind of lunged through that lane just a tad, gave her enough room to get through. And that 10-second call that Coach Wiss avoided right before the end of the first quarter got it right there.
Yeah, that 2-2-1 press is really giving the Wildcats quite a bit of trouble here to start the game.
Always get nervous when they
that was really close.
Catch the ball near that half-court line.
As an inbounder, you got to throw it to the other side of half-court.
Way over there,
Yep, can't make it close.
Another lunge through the lane. I think Adiensky have been taking notes from our boys team. And Ashley Nuss into the game for the Riders.
Cora Rabel needed to continue that backdoor, kind of a cardinal rule of basketball that you never fake a backdoor. Just because of what happened right there, Morgan Hesse threw it, and Cora Rabel stopped suddenly. No way to know that as a passer, so the turnover goes to Morgan Hesse, but in reality, it probably should go to Cora Rabel.
Right.
Kind of like a quarterback, throwing a pass where the receiver runs the wrong route. Not really his fault.
And the Riders give up an offensive board, but are able to get it back and pick up the foul.
Boy, there really seems to be a lid on that basket on the left side of the screen for our viewers here. Just nothing is going in for the Wildcats.
And I'm, again, kind of harkening back to last year's game when the Riders came out, scored only 9 points in the first quarter. They had 21 at halftime and just struggled for 3 quarters. They had 25 points after 3. It was just a brutal first 3 quarters, and then kind of opened up in the fourth quarter and made it a game. I'm sure the Riders would like to turn those tables around tonight and hold the Wildcats down in scoring. And Ella Jacobs doing a nice job of keeping that ball alive. But another Rough Rider turnover. And for the Wildcats, Lily Barhorst back into the game. And on paper, she is the Minster offense.
And looks like we're going to get another Minster turnover. But, looking at the scoreboard here with 9-2 lead, obviously Minster isn't playing very well offensively.
They're down 7.
However, they're only down 7. That's a 3-possession game. So, boy, they keep doing that. Keep throwing it right at the half-court line. They're going to get a over and back called here.
As an old coach, it makes it makes me shiver a little bit.
But yeah, you're only down 7. It only takes a couple possessions here, and you're got a tie game. So that's the power of good defense here by the Wildcats.
Cora Rabel missed the little reversal. Harkens back to the Mikan drills of old.
Yep. Everybody always hated doing those every day in junior high, but there was a reason.
Yep. And the Wildcats maintain the possession off the missed shot. seem to have a little confusion. Looks like may have been, I don't know. Trying to think
maybe a little miscommunication on what the out of bounds play was.
And they deem that hitting the top something.
Yeah, I think it hit the post there.
Yeah.
See the shaft out of replay. Hitting the top of the backboard is not out of bounds, but if you hit any of the structures that are behind the backboard, then it is out of bounds.
I always hate those gyms that have the
wire that sticks
hangs
down.
out, over. Ryder's doing a really nice job of closing down on Lily Barhorst inside. And Katie McClure finally breaks the ice for Minster with the three-pointer, Fowler TV three-pointer.
Yeah, that was a really long scoring drought there for Minster, but as we mentioned, only down 4.
I think Katie McClure may have just nipped Morgan Hesse's elbow as she was going up.
Yep.
Maybe got her hand.
Yep, she deserved it. Hesse is only a 49% free throw shooter on the season. So
yeah, has not been her strength. It seems like she's either feast or famine. She's either nothing but net or missing badly. So we'll see. Ooh, nice roll on that.
Yeah, nice roll on the moon ball. It was a nice little press breaker there right up the sideline. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Salina press breaker. Salina boys loved to do that up the sideline press break. Ella Jacobs kind of missing the chippy there on offense. Probably wants that one back.
And Riders did a nice job of just flat out beating the Wildcats up the floor. In the last probably 4 or 5 possessions, Minster's done a much, much better job handling that pressure. Good ball reversal. And I think they're going to nab Reese Rabel for that.
And I think that possession right there, we can maybe talk about that a little bit at halftime on the telestrator with the Riders' zone defense. Minster's not doing a great job with their spacing, attacking that zone defense and hitting the weak spots. So we can talk about that a little at halftime.
Doing a lot of side to side
and a lot of stuff up at the top of the key, kind of, wings and up rather than hitting the paint, hitting the short corner, hitting the high post.
Now the one thing that's happened in just this possession for the Riders is not getting defensive boards.
Yeah.
Minster suddenly
too many second chances.
Yeah, gotten three shots on this possession, and Lily Barhorst takes that one up to suddenly.
There's a nice little step through.
Yeah, and suddenly we're looking at a 1-point game. So good patience by the Wildcats.
Riders back to their ball screen offense here.
And there's a big opening for Cora Rabel if she's able to get by her man.
Yeah, the way they're playing that ball screen offense there, the opening is to deny the screen and go baseline and drive.
And the Wildcats get a turnover against the Riders. Just took too long for that play to evolve.
Yeah, the Wildcats did a really nice job of covering all of those. Yeah. They communicated really well. If you kind of watch that, if you rewatch that play there, they talked to each other. You could see everybody, pointing where they needed to go.
Took away first option, second option. And another 10-second call. Boy, you don't see those often.
Yeah, the Wildcats are really struggling with that 2-2-1. And if they didn't get the 10-second, it probably could have been a travel too. Looks like she picked up the pivot foot anyways. That was a really nice closeout there.
And great quickness by Lily Barhorst, who powers with that nice spin move and really absorbed the contact on the foul. Took it up strong.
Running the floor really well for a post player there. That was impressive.
She sniffed out that skip pass, stepped right in the lane, and took it coast to coast. So it looks like free throws not in her strength, although she drills that one, shooting only 47% for the season.
Yeah, yet another similarity between her and Morgan Hesse.
And suddenly the Riders are the ones turning the ball over against pressure.
Should be off of Minster. Yeah. Last touch there by Kayla Lamb.
Kind of a flurry of turnovers. Hopefully Kyle's hanging in there.
Oh, yeah. Bregan Allmeyer didn't realize that Morgan Hesse had been handed the ball and that the official was counting. Good kick.
Well, Jacobs not able to find the range from downtown. And Coach Burke says, I don't like the likes of this, and I want to get Cora Rabel back in the game. So he calls a quick timeout with 1:44 left on the clock, so we will step out just for a moment.
Laura Yelton State Farm, servicing the St. Mary's area since 1989. With your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Call or stop in today and see Laura or Logan Yelton for a free quote. Go Rough Riders!
And we're back with 1 minute and 44 seconds to go in the half. And the Minster Wildcats have taken a 2-point lead over St. Mary's, 12-10 here in the second quarter. And we kind of forecasted a slugfest, and that's what we're getting, Derek.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but my prediction was first to 35 wins, but honestly it might be first to 25 wins. So we'll see if that changes in the second half, but I don't foresee that happening.
And we'll see if Coach Burke has something else in store here. I'm guessing back to flex, yes, which is not a bad option for him.
Yeah, they've turned it over. That was a kind of a flat pass across the top there, but they've turned it over quite a bit in the last couple possessions, and sometimes flex is a good way to just kind of slow things down, calm your kids down, and gives them just nice, easy structure.
And if Morgan Hesse would post and kind of spin off of that, like right there, she could get herself a nice little post look.
That was a nice drive there by Cora Rabel, just unable to finish. A really strong rebound there.
Oh, man, that was a manly
Barhorst.
rebound.
Yeah,
yes.
that was nice.
I like
really
that.
Kind of flew in there.
Elbows out, yeah.
Grabbed it and said, "Get out of my way."
Those are textbook. Lily averages almost 9 a game, which is outstanding. And if we could get a clip of this, guys, showing against the press, that's something that we could look at halftime.
Yeah.
Reese Rabel's not going to be happy that was not called a foul. And in her defense, I think Kayla Lamb may have gotten away with one there. Little double screen. Riders have run before. Reese
Good
unable
look.
to, yep, that was a great look. And as the clock winds down.
Oh, nice block.
Nice block.
Ella Jacobs there. Good pass at the buzzer.
And that, what a way to finish out the half. Cora Rabel heads up knowing how much time was on the clock. A great catch by Morgan Hesse and a calm finish as time expired, as we see that on the Schaff Auto replay. What a great way to go into the halftime for the blue and gold. We are looking at a tie ball game. We will take a few minute break here and then come back with stats and a little game analysis.
Tap House at the Square invites you to join us after the game. Located in St. Mary's Square Business Complex, the Tap House is the new place to meet old friends. Best of luck to all Rider athletes and teams. Cheers to a healthy and successful season with lots of wins. See you at the Tap House at the Square.
The Friends of the St. Mary's Theater need your financial help. Any donation is welcome, and suggested donations, which can be pledged, are $200, $1,823, $2,023 and beyond. Send check to Friends of SM Theater, P.O. Box 382, St. Mary's, Ohio, or visit Graham Opera House Live to make an online payment to the 501c3. The time is now to make this happen. See more on our Facebook page at Graham Opera House Live.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
Albert Sporting Goods is here to outfit your team, both on and off the field. Since 1980, Albert Sporting Goods has serviced schools, clubs, and businesses throughout Ohio. For all of your uniform, spirit wear, and equipment needs, make it Albert Sporting Goods. Order online now at albertsportinggoods.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
St. Mary's Legion Post 323, veterans working for veterans and the future of our country. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 supports veterans programs such as Gifts for Yanks, Support the Troops, Comfort Warriors, Blood Donor, POW MIA programs, as well as children and youth programs. The St. Mary's Legion Post 323 also donates thousands of dollars each year to local summer programs such as Boys State, Girls State, Scholarships in Education, Boy Scouts, Oratorical, and shooting sports. St. Mary's Legion Post 323, remembering the past, living the present, and working for the future.
Providing insurance services since 1953, the R.J. Burke Insurance Agency is here to help with your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs. Being an independent insurance agency representing many fine companies and located at 121 North Wayne Street in St. Mary's, contact Joe Burke or Dan Burke for a no-obligation quote today.
Did you know teen drivers represent the highest risk age group involved in automobile accidents? Because of this, an in-person teen driver education program is extremely important, and Capabilities Driving School is here to help. Capabilities now administers the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicle Driving Test for our students and the general public to obtain their driving licenses. Call us today at 419-394-0003 extension 1300 to enroll or learn more about the services that Capabilities Driving School has to offer.
And welcome back to Grand Lake Health Systems Court here at Memorial High School. We are Rider Nation Station, a broadcasting crew like no other. And with a tie game, Riders 12, Minster Wildcats 12. I'm not sure we're going to have spectacular stats to look at. Kyle, give us the lowdown, gritty news here.
Yeah, like you were saying, I mean, you weren't kidding. This is going to be a slugfest, probably an ugly win for both teams, 12-12 so far. First for St. Mary's, they're shooting 5 for 17 from the floor, only 1 for 7 from 3. 9 turnovers. So for St. Mary's, the turnovers picked up there at the end of the second quarter, which led to Minster coming back and tying it up at half. For Minster, they're shooting 5 for 20 from the field and 1 for 10 from 3. So Minster is not shooting very good. Only 5 turnovers, so not too bad. But yeah, like you said, it's not a whole lot of stats, just a lot of bad shooting and a lot of turnovers, and it's going to be a scrappy game. So
a lot of long possessions too.
Right.
Not a lot of shots taken
by both teams.
Right, long grind out possessions.
So we've looked in the past at offense, things that we're doing against the zone, things that we've done defensively. So we're going to kind of take some different approach here today. Minster's struggled several times. They've had 2 for sure 10-second calls against the St. Mary's 2-2-1 press. So we're going to take a look at that 2-2-1 press and just do a little diagramming to see if we can see what they're doing well, what St. Mary's is doing well, and what Minster's not doing well.
Yeah, so if we take a look here, well, one of the first things that stands out is that, so with this 2-2-1 here, Minster typically with the 2-2-1, or I guess zone presses, half-court zone, any kind of zone, you usually want to go opposite of what the front is. So if it's a 1-2-2, you want to have an even front, so 2 guards. So if it's a 1-2-2, you'd have 2 guards. Minster would have a guard here, guard here. But since this is an even front, so 2-2-1, the top 2 players, or the top of the press for St. Mary's is 2 players, you'd usually want an odd front. So that would mean 1 guard here and then guards here and here. So that's one thing that I don't necessarily like that they're doing, probably leading to some of their struggles. But St. Mary's doing a nice job defensively with good zone spacing. So typically with the 2-2-1, you want your top 2 players up here and then your next 2 kind of patrolling half court. And so far St. Mary's in really good position.
Look at Reagan Almeyer, and you can see how she's turned her position. She is trying to funnel the Minster guard down the sideline.
Yep, she wants her to go here. In a 2-2-1, you kind of want to force people out of the middle. So we'll see if they do it, but from where Minster is right now, I think this is Reese Rabel should come and take this away. Because actually right now this pass for Minster should go right here. That pass can be made, and it'd be an easy break of the press if that can be made. So Reese should step in right here and take that away.
Because Ella Jacobs' next responsibility, if the ball comes up the sidelines, is to cut the ball off from the sideline.
Yep. So if we pause here, if Minster were to bring somebody up the sideline over here, that's Ella's responsibility here and Reese's responsibility here. And then Cora is in correct position right here. So as the play continues, Minster reverses it, which is fine. Yep, hit the middle, which is what they need to do.
And Ella Jacobs was just like a second slow on that.
Yep. Need to hit the middle. Typically what should happen is she can either turn and go, or somebody from the backside comes and flashes there and it can be passed up. But they kind of struggle with it, and they do eventually get it crossed. But typically what the 2-2-1 acts is kind of what's called a tempo press. And it just means you're kind of trying to slow somebody down, and you're not trying to necessarily get steals, you're trying to just make it last longer and get 10-second calls. So you got to continually attack it as an offense. So Minster kind of needs to do a better job of dribbling into it, passing into it, rather than just kind of passing it around the backcourt.
We talked in the boys game about hitting seams against the zone, and really against a press it's the same thing. You have to kind of hit those seams, make the defenders pinch, and then make the pass up the court. So I'm saying, like I say, most games, this game's going to come down to turnovers, free throws, and getting extra offensive possessions on the glass.
Yeah, and Derek, like you were saying, one thing I want to point out is number 13, Morgan Sparks. She's out tonight. I believe she's out with a head injury. I think she got hurt against Tri-Village, and so she's really helped from watching a few Minster games this year. She's really helped their offense with just bringing the ball up the court, and so like you said, with them getting kind of flustered, I think that's kind of a big loss, and she's, really helped their offense stay clean and not have a lot of turnovers, so I think that's factored in a little bit here tonight with some of those Minster turnovers.
In fact, going back to that, Kyle, the Wildcats lost to Tri-Village just on January 21st, and Tri-Village is the #1 ranked team in Division 4 right now. They are undefeated, and obviously a team that everyone is talking about being a state contender. And Minster was in the game, lost 49-41. That's a pretty close game.
Yeah.
So as we get back to play here in the second half, let's see how this goes.
Got a little 1-3-1 action here from the Riders to start the half.
Just maybe a different twist coming out of the break. See what they can throw a little confusion into the Wildcat offense.
Yeah, probably good strategy from Coach Burke, assuming that Coach Wiss is spending the entire half on
talking about the 2-3.
How are we going to attack the 2-3? So.
And I love having Ella Jacobs up at the top.
Yep.
She's long armed, she's quick, she jumps well, she's a handful to pass around.
And Minster here, kind of like I just talked about with the zone press, you want to have, since this is a 1-3-1, that's an odd front, so you want to have 2 guards up top. Minster isn't really doing that right now. It kind of makes for an awkward offensive possession.
And Minster almost got a second shot off that McClurg miss, but luckily Ella Jacobs was able to track that one down.
That's the right move there by Cora Rabel. It needed to be taken baseline, but maybe just jump stopping rather than getting up in the air and having nowhere to go.
Yep. And
anticipation.
She made up for it with a steal, but then this back official did not like that little elbow that she.
Yeah, I think she earned that one.
She did. She did thing, and you've talked about this a lot on air, extending the arm.
Yep. As soon as you move that elbow out there, you're getting called.
So Coach Wiss wants to take a quick timeout, so we will take a quick timeout.
At Chef Auto Sales in St. Mary's, we don't play any of those pricing games. Our quality vehicles are priced at or below market value, and our no-pressure friendly staff is here to help you. So before you buy, give us a try. Come see me, Aaron Hyde, the car guy at Chef Auto Sales.
And Coach Wiss wanted to take a quick discussion, give a quick discussion on that 1-3-1, since he spent probably the whole half talking about the 2-3, so had to take a timeout to talk about it. We want to take a quick timeout to give a score for our boys who are playing right now in Coldwater.
Kind of an unusual night, boys away, girls home same time, but the St. Mary's boys are up 33-15 on the Coldwater Cavaliers at halftime, commanding lead. And worthy of note, Austin Parks is 23 points behind the all-time leading scoring record. So that's within reach tonight. We'll give you updates if that does indeed get broken tonight.
We sent photographers and videographers and everything else to catch if he indeed gets that tonight. Just like any other record thing, everybody was hoping that he would be able to do it at home, but that is not going to happen.
St. Mary's back to the 2-3 after Coach was probably talking about the 1-3-1 there.
And Lily Barhorst having her way inside right now with the blue and gold, with not only the offensive putback, but a chance to get a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
She just kind of ripped it away from Reese Rabel there. Said, I'll take that from you, and went up with it. got the hoop and the harm, but unable to connect on the free throws.
As we said in the first half, not necessarily the strength of her offensive game, shooting free throws. Cora Rabel making the terrible sin of picking the ball up just over half court.
Yep. Makes that third defender right there. So you get the trap on either side in front of you, and then the half-court line functions as a third trapper, and so you got nowhere to go.
Kyle, I'm sure you never were yelled at for doing that, were you?
Oh, yeah. I definitely was a few times, that's for sure. It's tough, though, because, every now and then you think you're one-on-one, and then you'll be dribbling, and then the next second you got two guys on you, and then you're on the sideline or half court. And so, it's pretty tough. It's not easy being a point guard, that's for sure.
Nice job by Cora Rabel going coast to coast there.
Oh, Jacobs not able to connect from long range. Actually, Ella has been shooting very well from three-point range on the season. Shooting.
No, she's going back down. She's shooting 29%.
Okay, back. She was like in the 35 range.
Yeah, must have been.
Here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, on that road stretch, must not have been shooting too well.
Yeah, like I said, we've been away from the girls for 3 weeks.
Yeah, we haven't seen them in a while.
Now. Yeah, they have been true road warriors.
In basketball teams, and Rider fans will know this from watching the boys, but basketball teams tend to kind of evolve and change over a season. So, when you don't see them for 3 weeks here, a team can actually look quite a bit differently than they did before.
And Katie McClurg did a nice job driving. I think she was probably hoping that she could get a foul off of that, but was unable to lure the official into feeling sorry for her.
Again, a nice long offensive possession here for the Wildcats. They're very patient, willing to wait for a good shot.
And Reese Rabel is able to come up with that defensive board. She's got her hands full back there. She's not exceptionally tall, and they're hitting those backside boards hard.
She's functioning as the other big.
And Reagan Allmeyer doing a really nice job of throwing that ball off.
Can't really tell from that replay if she stepped out before she threw it.
Yeah, threw it off Katie McClurg's leg, but just
good hustle nonetheless.
Yep, good hustle. Now we see the Riders back in the 2-2-1. We'll see how the Wildcats attack it. And the Riders get a jump ball out of that kind of bad spacing and a larger, really didn't have a whole lot of open options to throw to.
Looked like they were attacking it a little differently. There was a cutter going through and probably something they worked on at halftime, but obviously didn't probably execute how Coach Wiss wanted them to.
And Sierra Graver in the lineup for the Riders. And that was just kind of a sloppy possession for St. Mary's.
A lot of really good closeouts there by the Minster Wildcats. That's one thing I've noticed here today. Obviously they do a lot of things well defensively. They're in good position. They play hard, rebound pretty well, but they close out really, really well. They're under control and get into good position and don't get beat sometimes like our boys do, where they'll close out way too high and somebody goes right around them. But they close out nice and low and keep their man right in front of them. And
Minster's doing a really nice job of putting intense ball pressure on the St. Mary's guards, not letting them get comfortable in the offense. Ooh.
Nice steal, good pass.
And Ashley Nuss finishes off with the 2. A lot of pesky defense from the Riders, kind of giving Minster a little taste of their own defensive pressure.
Reagan Allmeyer doing a real nice job of kind of being sneaky there, and I don't think the Minster Wildcats saw her in the backcourt.
And if you look on the Schaff replay, Ashley Nuss did earn that foul. That was a good, legit call. Anna Larger will step to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Only 4 fouls have been called here in the third quarter.
And with a defensive game like this, that is saying something. Now, Anna Larger hasn't been to the free throw line a lot, but she is a 73% free throw shooter. Just hasn't been there much on the season.
Just 8 of 11 on the year. And now 8 of 13, so she goes from about 73 to about 63. Nice job by the Minster defense. That looked like Addie Inskeep to tip that pass. That was a sure layup for Ella Jacobs if she didn't get her hands on that one.
And the Riders really blew two pretty easy opportunities there to score.
Yep.
They had some pretty good looks at things.
Boy, that hit every part of the rim, but
boy, I'm not sure how that didn't go down. Ella Jacobs really doing a nice job of spotting Morgan Hesse, cutting down the lane there with a nice assist.
But,
however, Lily Barhorst.
As we see right there on the replay, Morgan Hesse hits the bucket, just doesn't quite get back down the floor quick enough.
Yeah, that's the no celebration offense. Barhorst takes a little extra breather before she shoots. I don't know if Barhorst is like everyone else in Minster, a track runner.
Yeah, it's the track and cross country.
Track and cross country. So yeah. And we had an inadvertent horn there. I'm not sure what was going on there.
I think an inexperienced scorekeeper. There's a sub at the table.
And Ella Jacobs is able to kind of slither through traffic to get the bucket. Nice assist by Nuss. And boy, I'm really liking Barhorst's attack in the basket. She's really aggressively going after those second shots.
Yeah, she's oftentimes not even in great position, just kind of taking it from the Rider player.
Yeah, she's just going after things. And Lindy Himmelgarn gets on the scoreboard for a Fowler TV three-pointer to tie things up with the clock winding down on the third quarter.
10 seconds left. Hopefully the Riders know how much time is left here.
Obviously Ella Jacobs did. That was the right shot to be taken. And as time expires at the end of 3 quarters of play, the Riders have a slim 18-17 lead. We will return to Grand Lake Health Systems Court after these messages.
Mark your calendars for Memorial High School's performance of Anastasia, the musical, March 31st to April 1st. Inspired by the 20th century Fox motion picture, this dazzling show transports its audience from the Russian Empire to 1920s Paris. As a brave young woman enlists the help of a charismatic ensemble cast to reconnect with her past in search of home, love, and family. Follow the St. Mary's Memorial High School Drama Club on Facebook for more information.
And we're back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court, and I can't use the word barn burner on this one. I'm going to have to go with slugfest because
to be a barn burner, there's got to be some
scoring.
more offense.
Yeah, there's got to be some scoring. So 18-17, I think you predicted before. First team to 25.
Yeah, I think that's looking like a pretty good prediction, though. Honestly, we might not even get there, so we'll see. A little update on the boys' score. The St. Mary's boys have a commanding lead after 3 quarters, 47-27. And the update on Austin Parks, after 3 quarters, he has 14 points. So that leaves him 9 points behind tying the all-time leading scoring record and 10 to break it.
Which is held by you for just maybe a few hours.
Yeah, it's either going to be about another 10 minutes or another couple days.
And
big shot.
Yes, Cora Rabel steps up to hit a Fowler TV 3-pointer to start things off here in the 4th. And I tell you what, I really liked that rebound by Cora Rabel. She pursued the defensive board.
Yeah, it's especially important considering how many offensive rebounds they've given up here throughout the game.
And Cora Rabel just got kind of body slammed to the ground there.
She shouldn't complain too much. I'm pretty sure she was reaching around and
doing
holding,
a hook.
Yeah, hooking Katie McClurg behind her. She shouldn't complain too much. I think she was doing her fair share of fouling as well.
And as you said, just not many fouls called on either way in this game.
And I don't think it was necessarily a poorly officiated game where we're saying, oh, they're letting too much go. It just really hasn't been a lot of fouling.
Yep. And Minster kind of pushes the ball a little bit, which would be a good thing to do when you're struggling in the half court.
Yep.
Try to get maybe a little bit easier buckets. Riders in a man. They've switched defenses liberally during this game. Good rotations by the Riders.
Yeah, doing a really nice job of extra passing by Minster there. Just kind of story of the game, unable to connect on the good look.
And Cadence Hirschfeld, welcome to the big boy league.
Yeah.
Took that up, and it was a nice attack, but needed to go up a little stronger probably.
Either that or a little sooner. Maybe a little floater off the glass before the help side gets there.
Yep.
But
and Minster's got some decent size. It's not some puny team out there.
Probably getting pretty close to a 5-second call there. Nice pass.
And Kayla Lamb is not able to finish off a relatively easy bucket there.
I'm guessing that's one she would want back.
She would want that one back.
4-point game here. That's an important bucket.
And the Riders, Coach Burke's yelling patience to them.
Ooh.
Probably not exactly what he was hoping for offensive on that possession.
Wasn't envisioning a turnover at the end of that one, but nonetheless, that's what they get. But as long as you're continuing to play good defense, obviously you'd like to score, but playing good defense tonight is probably more important than.
Yeah. And with a very loose ball and a possession looking out of sorts, Coach Wish calls another timeout, probably saved saved a turnover there. And we will know this is going to be a full timeout, not a 30, so we will step aside just for a moment.
Colder weather is just around the corner, and you want to make sure your family's vehicle is tuned up and ready to go. Rabel's Auto Service has been voted the best auto repair center in St. Mary's the last 3 years. And did you know they will pick up and deliver your vehicle for free? Give Rabel's Auto Service a call at 419-394-1624 or stop in and see Jeremy at 1610 Salina Road in St. Mary's. Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's. Give them a call today.
And we're back with 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Riders are at 21-17 on the American Legion scoreboard. Minster's got the ball, and I don't want to say that this is like crunch time, make or break basket, but this is kind of an important possession here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you got a half-court possession here, so you don't have to worry about the press. And, 4-point lead, they're probably looking to bring it back to a one-possession game here.
And look at that sneak, Mr. Burke, Coach Burke. He says, well, you call timeout, I'm going to come out and something different again. And here's the 1-3-1. And done a really nice job of kind of mixing things up and keeping Minster out of sorts on offense. It looks like Katie McClurg's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
It's a really nice step through,
yes,
as we saw in the Schaff replay there.
She is a 65% free throw shooter on the season. Again, like others, has not been there a ton. She's averaging basically about a free throw attempt per game.
The free throw line has not been kind to the Minster Wildcats tonight. They've missed quite a few shots at the line, not to mention a couple of those easy buckets down at the rim.
And Cora Rabel can breathe a sigh of relief on that pass.
No,
because
that had turnover written all over it.
Yeah, she picked it up in the coffin corner, kind of threw it soft and into traffic. She was lucky on that one. Like I said in pregame, though, she's been the backbone of the Rider ball handling. That one was on the line for Reese Rabel.
Maybe not a great shot there by Reese Rabel. Probably 23, 24 footer. It's not like she's shooting particularly well tonight. I think Coach Burke would have liked to have seen her run a little time off the clock rather than putting up a shot that quickly.
Ashley Nuss, who's got great feet, really causing havoc on the Minster offense. And another 10-second call. And that was getting the ball in bounds about halfway up already. So, good defensive possession by the Riders.
Yeah, and like I pointed out earlier, it looked to me like they're missing Morgan Sparks, like I said earlier, unsure of who's going to take the ball up the court, who's the point guard, who's going to dribble it, who's going to do what. So, it looks like they're just a little unsure right now, Minster is.
And often against zone presses, it's more important to have multiple ball handlers than it is to necessarily have one person. So, with her being out, suddenly you're down one of your main ball handlers. So it kind of hurts, especially against the zone.
And, of course, the Riders turn it right back over to the Wildcats. That time, Katie McClurg just said, hey, give me the ball, and brought it up single-handedly. This fires from long range, and Ella Jacobs comes up with the rebound.
Riders are pretty lucky there. Addie Inskeep was in a really good position and had the offensive rebound kind of go through her hands.
Kind of a flurry of action there on the ground. And as I've stated before, there is Ella Jacobs who would make a dandy corner for the Bengals. Got the steal for the Riders, and Coach Burke says, I want to do a little discussion about how we're going to handle these last 3 minutes. So we will step aside too and return to Grand Lake Health Systems Court.
Hey Rider Nation Station fans, to watch all our events on YouTube and our live broadcast, go to youtube.com/@RiderNationStation 8477. Select the event that you want. Once you're there, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell by hitting all, and you'll get all future notifications right on your phone. Or select this QR code for all future events. Also, don't forget to go to RiderNationStation.com to see where we're at, what we're doing, and how we can help you and you can help us. Or select this QR code and save it away for future reference.
And we're back at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. We have 3 minutes of, I don't know what I want to call this, wild action remaining in this game, but we're looking at a 21-18 score. So no matter what kind of action we've had, just haven't had a lot of scoring. I suppose the defensive-minded coaches would just love this game and say, hey, we've got two defensive gym teams out there.
Even a defensive coach might say, like, hey, let's get a little offense out here.
Yeah. What do they always say? Defense wins championships.
Yeah, I don't think.
One of our practice players, guys who used to come in to practice with the girls, said, "Hey, coach, maybe we need to work on offense a little bit. I know that defense wins, but hey, you gotta defend here, and we gotta work on our offense." Reese Rabel thought twice about that, and I don't know. We'll see. Are the Riders running clock?
I think they're running some clock.
Is Coach Burke running the nothing but a layup offense? And that's what he got. Reese Rabel absorbed a little contact there to take it up, something we don't see often from Reese Rabel.
Yeah, that was a very heady take. Get a good look too. Just because you're up doesn't mean you don't want to shoot at all.
And the Riders wisely kind of stay straight up and don't foul on that. And now with 1:40 left in the clock, they get what they're hoping for, a turnover.
Yeah, Wildcats got a couple good looks there at that.
Yeah, they did.
Just unable to convert, but that's kind of been the story of the game, really. Get a good look, not able to convert it, but force a turnover.
Coach.
Yeah, I bet Casey wants those 2 shots back. She's one to make those almost all the time. So just having an off game, and it happens. So hopefully someone can step up for Minster.
And
good help side by Ella Jacobs.
Yeah, and Minster come out of that dead ball running a little special there to obviously get Lily Barhorse the ball, and Ella Jacobs. Yeah, and they got it right there anyways. Yeah. Nice.
That's something that in a normal, or if that was first half, we diagrammed that one. That was really nice. They wanted to hit Lily Barhorst on the cut across, but Morgan Hesse fronted, so Lily Barhorst pinned her on the high side. They flashed to the high post, and they were able to throw the lob. That was really nice offensive action by the Wildcats.
And I also think that was a great defensive play, too, by Ella to foul her, not give her the easy 2, make her earn at the line. Hasn't been great at the line, like you said, so I thought that was a great play by her, too. Good, smart play.
And you're right, made her earn them, and she only hits 1, and so, yeah.
Yep, it's a good foul.
So with a 4-point lead and now just a minute to go on the clock, the clock is not the friend of the Minster Wildcats. And so they foul Reagan Allmeyer, but if you look at the board, they only have 14 fouls, so they're going to have to do a little more fouling to even get to the free throw stage.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're going to be pretty aggressive going after steals over the next few seconds, and if you don't get it, then you can foul. Coach Burke didn't like where Cora Rabel had caught the ball there, so he calls a quick 30-second timeout.
Yep, we got just a 30, so we will stay here and talk about what we've got left here. 51 seconds to go, 23 to 19, so just a two-possession game. What can Coach Burke right now do differently?
Well, I think the one first, I would, because they're going to inbound right here on the sideline. You got to inbound in the backcourt.
Give yourself some room.
Give yourself. You have the whole floor to work with. Quit throwing it right at half court and giving yourself a ready-made trap. So throw it in the backcourt and throw it to your. I guess it doesn't matter for the first couple times, but make sure you're throwing it to people you want shooting free throws. And I think that means getting it to Cora Rabel right now.
Cora Rabel.
She's
Reagan Allmeyer hasn't been to the free throw line a lot, but
I would be sending Cora Rabel to the line, especially after going 7 of 8 in the fourth quarter against Shawnee. That's kind of your steady hand. So yeah. I would be sending her to the line.
Right. Back in the day, it was Chrissy Haynes. Before that, it was Liz Krug. You get them to your clutch players, people that you know are going to be gold when they step up to the foul line.
Yeah, when you have, especially when you have a really elite free throw shooter like Liz Krug was, it should be every other pass.
Sure.
You catch it, and if they force you to throw it to somebody else, you throw it, and then you get it right back. It should be every other.
Cora very wisely throws long to the outlet pass. And looks like her sister is going to be heading to the free throw line to shoot one-on-one.
While Reese Rabel, you would think, you would want to send her to the line, because she's a good perimeter shooter. From the line this year, it's been a completely different story. She's only shooting 44% from the free throw line.
You wonder how much of that is mental,
right?
And yeah, how much is?
Yeah, I not trying to say that she lacks the ability to shoot free throws, but the free throw line can be a lonely place sometimes.
Sure.
And when you're struggling with confidence from the free throw line, that can be really tough.
And there
it is.
Yep, doesn't get the roll. And got 40 seconds, so the Wildcats have to score and have to score in a hurry. And the Wildcats scrapping for that second shot.
Yeah, once again, the offensive glass coming back to bite the Riders there.
Again, with 30 seconds to go, they do need a fairly quick score. Looks like the old squeeze down.
Rough Riders got fooled by it. Wildcats just unable to convert on the open three. Got a good look there for Katie McClure.
Yes, she did.
Just unable to knock it down.
Morgan Hesse will go to the line. And we were hoping to get a replay there. Here we go. And talking about that mental aspect of it.
Yeah.
Morgan Hesse doesn't look like she really wants to be at that foul line.
No.
And Riders putting on good pressure. Graber and Rabel up front. And the Riders unable to secure the rebound. But they
luckily
do.
They have possession
Yeah.
this time.
Now, I would make sure. Okay, we've got a full timeout, so we'll take a full timeout, stop, and then talk about what's going to happen here when we return.
Laura Yelton State Farm, servicing the St. Mary's area since 1989. With your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Call or stop in today and see Laura or Logan Yelton for a free quote. Go Rough Riders!
Tap House at the Square invites you to join us after the game. Located in St. Mary's Square Business Complex, the Tap House is the new place to meet old friends. Best of luck to all Rider athletes and teams. Cheers to a healthy and successful season with lots of wins. See you at the Tap House at the Square.
Okay, we're back with just 8.2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. The Riders have a 4-point lead on the American Legion scoreboard. Derek, okay, so not a lot of time. Time is definitely not in favor of the Wildcats. The Riders have to get the ball in bounds, and looks like we've got something odd here. We've got 4 or 5 people. Looks like they're getting ready to run sprints at the end of practice, but 5 people out of bounds. Kind of a unique look. And did not work out well. Kind of looked like the Rough Rider football passing game. That one was a little off target. Tried to throw deep. And
Morgan Hesse kind of, I'm sure the play was drawn up to throw it there, but she kind of locked on to that person when I didn't see who it was, but somebody was open right here in front of her.
Yeah.
Just needed to get it in.
Yeah.
You just can't turn it over.
And the Wildcats run out of time with that last shot. And as time expires, boy, we were like Nostradamus here. Nobody even got to 25.
Yeah.
So the Riders finish out with a 23-19 victory over the Minster Wildcats. And so we will take a break, come back and look at the possibly very ugly stats on this game and do a post-game wrap-up.
The Friends of the St. Mary's Theater need your financial help. Any donation is welcome, and suggested donations, which can be pledged, are $200, $1,823, $2,023 and beyond. Send check to Friends of SM Theater, P.O. Box 382, St. Mary's, Ohio, or visit Graham Opera House Live to make an online payment to the 501c3. The time is now to make this happen. See more on our Facebook page at Graham Opera House Live.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
23-19. And we're back here with the post game at Grand Lake Health Systems Court. St. Mary's with a 23-19 victory over the Minster Wildcats. Kyle, hit us with the stats.
Well, for St. Mary's, 23 total points they scored, led by Morgan Hesse with 9 points, shot 4 for 7 from the field. The team shot 8 for 17 from 2-point field goals and 2 for 14 from 3. So St. Mary's was not able to get some good 3-point shooting today. They had 15 turnovers, so had a lot of turnovers, but were able to prevail it in a tight win. And for Minster, they shot 7 of 39 from the field, 5 of 19 from 2-point field goals, 2 of 20 from 3-point land. So not good shooting for Minster either. And they were led by Lily Barhorse with 10 points, 4 for 5 from the field. And they also had 11 turnovers. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, neither team hit 25 points, as you mentioned. Just a lot of turnovers, a lot of ugly shooting, but St. Mary's was able to squeak out a close one.
Yeah, I don't think either team would say that they did a whole lot, all that well tonight besides defense. There were a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of turnovers. Nobody really shot it all that well. A lot of kind of disjointed offensive possessions. But when you're 2 of your last 7 for the Riders, you'll take a victory no matter how you can get it.
Any wins is a good win. And we kind of knew coming into this game that it was going to be ugly because Minster is year in and year out a great defensive team, and they showed that tonight.
Yeah.
They held the Riders
physical,
in check. They're
aggressive,
physical,
good positioning.
Yeah, just every year, Coach Wiss has. It's the same formula for success for him. Yeah. So not unexpected tonight from them. For the Riders, they moved to 11-7. They will return to action in 2 days against Kenton here at home. Again, so they've been on the road a bunch, so it's about time that they have some home games. For Minster, they will host Delphos St. John's on Thursday in a MAC contest. We should, before we exit today, we should give an update on the boys' game.
Yeah, I want to offer my congratulations to Austin Parks, who just recently became the new all-time leading scorer, passing my old record, and did it on a dunk. So kind of fitting. I guess I didn't do the scoring record on that, but on a 3. But very fitting for Austin that he would break the scoring record on a dunk. So want to offer my congratulations. It's well deserved.
And his mark will not be celebrated on his next game because his next game will be on the road again at Kenton on Friday. But that will be celebrated here at home against Sydney on Saturday. So, yes, the Rider Nation Station, shout out to Austin Parks for that accomplishment. Just takes a lot of hard work and effort and skill and everything else that goes into accomplishing that. So great. Kudos to him for that accomplishment. Boy.
I think that wraps things up.
I think that wraps things up. So I got to go through our list. Thanks to, obviously, Kyle for stat work today. Derek, new camera person tonight, Kylie Tennant, awesome job for that. Ross Henchen, as usual, doing his splendid job. And we had the full production crew downstairs, Doug and Rich Spencer and Logan Yelton. So we had the A-team out tonight for the broadcast. So thanks to everybody, and thanks to you guys for tuning in to Rider Nation Station. We will see you on Thursday for girls basketball action versus Kenton. Happy trails, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.